Hey, wealth warriors, are you ready to redefine wealth and master your money mindset? Welcome to Women of Wealth. I'm flying solo today as your millennial host, Allie Ramo. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Neetu Rishi, a visionary personal growth mentor and transformation coach. Through her thriving two businesses, the Success Store, which empowers youth, and the and Fly Showcase, a platform for aspiring models, Neetu is transforming lives with innovation and impact. Neetu, I'm so excited to have you as a guest. We met about a month ago at the eWomen Network's Icon event, and I got to be a guest on your talk show then. So it's great to have you on Women of Wealth. You've received awards like Excellence in Education Award and the Best Business in Frisco Award. You're a Dale Carnegie graduate, two-time published author, keynote speaker, and have had international audiences. Can you just tell our audience about your journey and how you got here?
Yes, thank you so much, Ellie, for having me as a guest. And it was, again, a pleasure having you as my guest. So much fun when I go back into those days when we met. A little bit about my journey. I think you've covered most of the things, but if I have to express my journey, it has been like a lifeline, which you see on a monitor, like up and down, and down. We all, I think, face that when we are in our careers, but then being females, we get married, get our kids, get into that hustle of the beautiful life that we are creating. I was at the peak of my career. Then I took a break of 6 years. Then again, I went up to the level of director training where I was handling 150 branches in India, my home country. And my husband decided, let's live life of our dreams and be in United States. I said, okay. I said yes to it. But I didn't realize at that time that, oh, I'm above 40 years old. That means I have to start again from scratch. Of course, new country, new culture, new people. But I think I had two things in me. One was determination, and the other was a dream to not only just be successful, but kind of create an impact, create a legacy, make my parents feel proud of me. And that's where I am today. I think helping people transform the happiness that I get at the end of the day it has no price. That has been my journey, and I'm just flowing with the plan that comes my way. I meet people like yourself, just taking step by step and try to be there again.
That's amazing. And something that stuck with me when I first met with you is that you had I don't know this world, so I'm interested to hear a little bit more about this world, but you were Miss India. So I
Mhm,
wanted to touch a little bit on that.
mhm.
What was that journey like? How did you I mean, you were in pageants, correct?
Yes.
And how did you get in that, and how did that impact your life?
So, first of all, I'm an accidental model. I never ever thought that I would go into that field. The reason, if you think about modeling as a layman, what do you look in a person is it should be 6'2" in height, it should be young, 20, 25 years old, it should be like 0 or 2 size, right? That's what the society used to live. But then one day I'm just walking in a mall, and then this girl comes to me and says, hey, your face looks very photogenic. I want to do your photo shoot for my catalog. And I'm looking on my sides. Is she talking to me? And she says, yes, I'm talking about you. I said, okay, will you charge me? She said, no, I won't. Those are the things that starts coming in your head, that why would someone come to me and do my shoot? And then her makeup artist comes to my place. She does my makeup and we pick some outfits. We did a photo shoot. I still remember she took 240 pictures. And then after a week, she gives me only 7 pictures. I said, you spent the whole day. She said, this is how a photo shoot happens. We took the best shots of you. But that first picture, which she sent me, I fell in love with myself. I said, oh my gosh, am I that beautiful? That built, my confidence, my self esteem just went up to a different level. And then she posted that picture, and I started getting opportunities. I started getting calls and emails that, would you like to walk for our fashion show? I said, I'm not a model. And then this designer calls me. I go there, I try her outfit. She says, you might have to wear 6-inch heels because my height is 5'2". Okay. So that's how I just entered before I started enjoying. I came to United States. Now, when I came here, again, that picture was on my, there used to be a platform called Orkut before Facebook. Someone saw that picture and they said, would you like to participate in a pageant? I said it was not my cup of tea, but okay, I can give a try because I was trying to network with new people in new country. I said, I just kept saying yes to everything. And that kind of I enjoy. And I was asked that your height is 5'2", your height is 5'1", your age is 40 plus, your dress size is 8. Are you sure you want to participate? And I said, okay, so what my height is 5'1", my confidence is 6'2". So what my age is 40 plus, I do have a bucket list. And so what my dress size is 8, I think I can walk gracefully and I would definitely want to participate. So that's how I kept participating. I never won a pageant in the first go, in the second go, third. The fifth time when I participated, that was when I won this title, Mrs. India Universe. And I went to Mrs. Universe pageant to represent my country, India. Um, that's it. Just life told me to flow with it. I kept flowing, but then it became my mantra. I realized that if I can do it, so many people can do it. They just need that belief in themselves and self-confidence.
And your story, although it's very different industries, reminds me a little bit about mine. I mean,
Mhm,
I didn't get into financial services because I wanted to. I mean,
mhm,
my aunt was doing what I was doing for
mhm,
8 years before I started working with appreciation. And it wasn't until Holly,
mhm,
the co-host of Women of Wealth, she saw something in me and encouraged me to pursue this path. And so just like you walking in a
mhm.
mall, someone saw that and it lit, this passion that you never realized you had before. And so I think that's really cool that sometimes, we got to stay open to opportunities and we get so focused on, oh, I have this big dream and this
Mhm,
big
mhm.
goal. And sometimes that's not the dream for you. And so it's really cool and beautiful to see how your life has taken shape and now you've one of your businesses is helping uh, other is it women or just models in
It's
general?
only models in general. My youngest has been a 4-year-old girl, and I work with a 72-year-old. So I take all ages, all sizes, all ethnicities, everyone. It's just that they should have a belief in themselves, and I help them polish. And then I take them to different fashion weeks. I just give them that first platform, I would say, where I'm there to support their journey.
I love that. And so how do you prep someone, to have belief in yourself? So we're a podcast of
Mhm,
female entrepreneurs and sometimes we may not I mean just like you being 5'1", but you've got the confidence of 6'2".
mhm,
How
mhm.
did you get that? How did you create that?
So I would say, from my childhood, the credit has to go to my parents. In our Indian culture, or maybe when I was a child, if anybody used to come to our home, our parents used to say, "Hey, can you sing that poem in front of your uncle and auntie? Can you dance a little? Can you sing that song?" It used to feel like, am I an exhibition? Why am I doing this? My dad was working, had a government job, and they used to do different, occasions like Independence Day, and we have a festival called Diwali. Every time he used to put me on stage, that go and perform, go and perform. I think that was the first thing that helped me to be more open to people and perform in front of everyone. So I was never shy of any social being around me, right? That was the first thing. The second, I think, while I was growing up in the corporate world, interacting with so many people, that helped me to boost my confidence. But the third thing, which I always say, is I'm open to always learning. I love to learn from other people. Sometimes you just have to get away from your head that, hey, I know everything. Be immersive in the things that comes to you. So being a lifelong student, I think, has always helped me. And I always believed in what I'm doing. Be authentic. I'm always being honest in front of people. I don't like to sugarcoat myself. So, doing all these things, my parents putting me on that platforms, my corporate journey of 13 years in India, and lastly, I would say learning every time wherever I go. These three things have helped me to build more self confidence. And that's what I do with my students. I help them find their core strength. Stop focusing on what you don't have. If you're not good in speaking, don't focus on that. Are you good in this? What is your strength? And through that strength, I help them to bring out their passion, give them a purpose driven project, and it's all a mindset game. So I sit with the person. Sometimes you just need to tell them, hey, I'm there with you, I'm there to support you. I believe in you, I believe in your dreams. Those things help my students to build that self confidence, and then they follow the path of learning how to walk, how to pose, practice, and be perfect before they hit the runway.
Hmm. I love that. And, I have something to learn from that too. I'm a recovering people pleaser. And,
Mhm.
even growing up, I remember I was so shy. We would see people in the grocery store, and I'd be like, oh, that guy is in my, class. I'm a second grader or something. He said, oh, well, why don't you wave? And I would just hide.
Mhm.
And so I have to practice constantly, and I that is an anchor for me, is to be authentic, and
Mhm.
that comes off, and people will receive that a lot better that if I
Mhm.
than if I'm wearing a mask of, oh, I should be acting this way. That if I just let go and I be me, then
Mhm. Mhm.
people can connect with me a lot better
Mhm.
than if I have some mask that I'm trying to wear.
Right.
So I
Right.
love that one of the foundations is authenticity, because that
Mhm.
has really helped me with confidence. I mean, if you told second grade Allie, I mean, even I wasn't wearing shorts as a teenager. I had so many self-conscious
Mhm.
things about
Mhm.
that if you told my younger self that now I'm recording myself and putting myself online,
Mhm.
I would laugh. I would laugh.
Right.
I
Right.
love I love that authenticity. Uh,
Yeah.
and so I want to switch over to your other business,
Mhm.
the Success Store. Uh,
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about what you do at the Success Store.
So at Success Store, I help young students. It could be middle or high school students, even sometimes college students come to me. I help them to find, first of all, again, their strength. And then, because the parents, in this case, the decision taker are the parents. When a parent comes to me and says, hey, my child is not good in speaking or not good in presenting, and he has to write a college essay, but he's kind of an introvert. He doesn't like to write. So, first of all, I listen to what the problem is, and then I sit with the child, do a discovery call, find their again strength. Is their strength writing or speaking, connecting? I'll not change their personality. If they're an introvert, let it be. If they're an extrovert, let it be. But what are their core strengths? What is something they love doing? What is something they are good at? What is something that can keep doing? Finding that, I give them a purpose driven project. Let me take an example. Recently, I met a student. He was always a little shy and introvert, but going to high school, parents wanted him to be a little more outward and speak to other people so that he can connect and make friends. When I sat with him, I figured out, he said he used to make different voices. He said, I want to become a voiceover artist. So at my annual youth summit, I said, okay, let's create an animated video in which we took two characters of his choice. One was a bunny and one was a cat. He took out two different voices, and it looked like they are the hosts, right? So in the voice of a bunny, hey, we are here, he made that voice. So we showed that little 1 minute of an animation to start the event. And we asked people that, what do you think this is? They said, oh, it's all AI. Everybody thinks it's AI. I said, what if I tell you this has a real voice of this student? And we presented him. All of a sudden his confidence level just boosted because He felt appreciated. He felt that I am worth it. So this was an example. That's how I tailor made some programs, some opportunities for these students, and then I support them become their accountability partner, and they become good at what the parents want to be for them. And now that child is confident enough, he can speak in front of 1,000 people as well. So goal achieved.
Wow. And I'm seeing so many parallels between the Fly Showcase with models and the Success
Mhm.
Store with youth.
Mhm.
The foundations are very similar in how you support
Mhm.
your audiences in being successful in what they're going after.
Mhm.
So you started both of these when you moved to the United States, correct?
Yes.
What was that journey like?
So both of them has a story. I'll make it brief. So the success store, when I moved here, of course, I was looking for a corporate job the way I was doing in India. And I was applying for the director training profile, which I left in India. Then someone told me, hey, you're in a new country. You have to start from a lower level. I said, okay. I started applying for different jobs. Meanwhile, my daughter, she was starting with her high school, and she being a very introvert, every day she used to come and say, Mom, I want to go back to India. I don't think I fit in here. Trying to figure out, I enrolled her in some public speaking classes. It didn't work out. In some communication here and there, nothing was working out. I tried it for a few months. And then, being a mom, what you do, you figure it out on your own. I said, okay, let's do something. She was always good in writing poetry. I said, hey, whenever you are a little upset, how about we write one poem? And she kept writing poems every single day. Um, and then I said, how about we publish it as a book? She said, I don't think so. Anybody will read my book. I said, you don't worry about it. Let's publish it. So I checked out, we published her book on Amazon. We did a self publishing. And then she started getting appreciated. People started saying, hey, I've read your book. It's so nicely written. Then she was in dancing. I said, why don't you start a YouTube channel? So walking with her and seeing a progress in her journey, she kind of forgot what were her improvement areas, what she was scared of. And she started taking pride in telling people, hey, I have a YouTube channel, can you subscribe? Can you put a comment on that? I have a book on Amazon, would you like to buy my book? So her mind just shifted from focusing on her weaker areas to her strength areas. And then one of my friend reached out, can you help my child the way you did with your daughter? I helped them. And then there was a temple. They said, would you like to do a summer program with our kids and do something like speaking program? That was the time when I started thinking maybe the youth needs me more. And I have found that secret sauce by which I can help these students. But then I needed some certifications. I joined Toastmasters, went up to international level. I joined Dale Carnegie, did 4 of their certifications. So I spent actually 3 years on myself and creating this vision that if I want to do my own business, how would it look like? And then I started just doing free workshops, step by step, step by step. So in 2020, I moved here in 2016. 2020 July, I was ready to launch my business with a full curriculum. And then I just went with the flow. So that's how this business started, the Success Store. The other business started when I used to participate in pageants, and I was always told about my height. I saw other girls also facing the same challenge, but I was the one who accepted and said that, so what, my confidence sticks to. But the other girls sometimes used to accept it as a reality that, okay, I don't fit in here. I said, no, you don't let the world tell you that you cannot do this. If you want to do, I'll give you that fuel of confidence and let's do it. And that's how, as an experiment, I did an event, a fashion show. People found it helpful. And there I am. Now it's become a brand.
Amazing. So what's been the hardest thing you had to overcome with one of them?
Hmm. I think the hardest thing, first of all, when I used to tell people that it's been just few years that I'm here, my business is just 6 months old. people start judging you. People think you are successful only when you're in a business for, say, 10 years or 20 years. Now, also, I face that. People say, oh, it's just been 9 years you're in the US and you've got two businesses and you are successful. I say, so what? I have been working hard day and night because I want to achieve this. I am a work alcoholic person. I'm passionate about what I'm doing and I want to create an impact. So, and it's okay if I'm sleep deprived, I'm doing for myself. Don't worry about it. I enjoy that, right? That was first. And I would say, secondly, there are always, when you grow, there are people who pull you down,
Mm.
right? It's always said, my coach used to say, when you are at the bottom level, everybody is above you. But when you start growing, there are more people under you to pull you down than people who pull you up. I realize that means as I'm growing, I might be lonely, but I have to put more strength and just kind of ignore. So, a lot of criticism, a lot of rumors, people keep spreading negativity when they see you growing. But I kind of kept ignoring, believed in myself, and just followed my way. Being authentic has helped me that I am who I am. I'm kind to everyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. So just believe in your karma and keep moving.
Hmm. I think we have a lot to learn from your story. So thank you so much for sharing.
Mhm.
Final question, was there a financial tip or was there a struggle that you faced while building these businesses that you could share
Mhm.
or that you wish you knew before starting these businesses?
Mhm. So I think yes, the money game works like when I started. I remember my first. I did a little part time job. I when I wanted to start this business, I wanted more exposure. So I joined at some place, and they said, "Okay, we'll pay you $10 an hour." And then my family and everybody saying, you came back as a director training and you were earning like, if I calculated Indian currency, it was more than $100 an hour. And now you are getting $10. Would you want to come that low? I said, it's okay. I don't care about. For me right now is how I can make that $10, $20 a day. But then I kept on learning to grow myself so that I can, with confidence, ask that, okay, now I charge 25 an hour, then 50 an hour, then 100 an hour. So I think for money, first thing is, yes, your inner confidence has to be there. You have to be worth it. When you ask someone that, if I moved to US and asked that, hey, pay me 200 an hour, no one would pay me, right? You have to start from zero. That's okay. But don't stay in that shell. You have to keep learning, keep building that skill set, keep building your worth, keep building that skill set. So that's why every year I invest in my learning so that I can be valuable to the other person who is ready to pay me now 225 an hour,
Hmm.
right?
So, do you think that confidence is innate, like born, or do you think it can be built?
It can be built. It can be built. No one is, when we are born, no one is born like a confident speaker or something. You learn with it. You put your efforts into this, but you should be open to learning. Most of us as adults, we start thinking, I know everything. I know everything. You don't teach me. I think that is something which I have grown up with. Learning has always, I learn from my kids as well. You can always learn from younger ones as well. It's, you should be open and add value. When you add value, you can ask for more value from the people and give quality, right?
Yes, of course, always quality.
Mhm.
Providing quality services or products is a must.
Yeah. For example, there is a bag for $10. You go and buy at Ross, and there's a bag for $2,000. Why do people go for 2,000? There is quality. There is a value behind it, right? Both the bags are doing the same purpose, holding your stuff, but there is value. That's how I think you grow in terms of money.
Hmm, I like that. I like that. So now we're on to the lightning round. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for sharing about your journey. I know our listeners are going to take a lot from that. I know working with confidence and showing authenticity and building that confidence, one step at a time, so that you can. I think when you practice confidence and you put yourself out there,
Mhm,
it then comes and shows you like, hey, this is a reciprocal thing. When you go out there and do something scary,
mhm,
that it will come back and you get more confidence. It's like
mhm.
leveling up in a video game.
Leveling up, yes, exactly. It is leveling up, yeah.
All right, so lightning round. These are just some quick answer questions. So the first one is one word to describe your leadership style.
I think I'm a visionary. I make a vision board. I envision myself there, being there. So that's one word that would describe my leadership style.
Yeah, I see that. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite business book or podcast do you recommend?
Oh, my favorite business book is Your Next Five Moves. It's by Patrick Bet David. It's my all-time favorite. I read it every year, and I've been doing it for the past 6 years. Every
Oh,
year, I read it again, 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 and I see, oh, there's so much I can apply from this book again.
love it. A money myth you wish would go away forever.
Money myth. It's on my vision board. I want to stop looking at price tags while shopping. That is my goal. So hopefully that gets. So money myth is, I think, I don't know how to say it, but
Not having to worry
not
about it,
having to
like a
worry. Yes, yes. But you have to work hard to be there, I think.
yes, like money is abundant.
It is.
If you could sit down and have lunch with any woman of wealth, past or present, who would it be?
My all-time favorite has been a lady. Her name is Indra Nooyi. She is the ex-CEO of PepsiCo. I think from her, I've learned so much being a lifelong student. And she always used to say, when you enter your home, keep your crown in the garage. So when you're home, you are in the role of a mother, a wife, a daughter. But when you're working, you are working as a CEO. So keep your roles separate. I definitely want to sit down with her and have a nice lunch and convey my gratitude to her.
Oh, I love that. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. So, Neetu, where can people find you if they'd like to connect with you?
Awesome. My family calls me a social media queen. They think I'm all the time on social media, but I have a strategy. But I'm on LinkedIn by the name Neetu Rishi, Neetu Rishi. They can find me on Facebook, the same name. They can find me on Instagram, the same name. And then I have a YouTube channel. It's very simple, Neetube, Neetube. YouTube channel by Neetu is Neetu, so they can find me anywhere on all the platforms.
So clever. And then they can listen to your talk show. What's the name of your talk show?
It's by the name the Passionpreneur Show because I call myself a passionpreneur. I converted my passions into my business, so it's the Passionpreneur Show with Neetu Rishi.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on here. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we get go?
I think, no, we are all good. One last word I want to say to my audience is, as you summarized everything, that be consistent, be a learner. But one more thing is consistency. Most of us, we start doing something and then we just give up on that, whether it's launching a podcast, starting a business, writing a book, anything that you plan to do, be a visionary and just keep doing. Results will come. It takes time to be that overnight success. So be consistent, I think, might be my last message, the parting thought.
Yes, thank you. The myth of the overnight success, it's not really overnight, right?
Not.
Thank you so much for being part of our Women of Wealth podcast. It was a joy getting to interview you. And then, yes, everyone, go ahead, go over to her talk show and give her a listen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ellie. Lovely being here. Thank you, audience.